questions. I hope, sir, you continue with your good questions.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Nsem-Pii platform so ni na ye boni tewa. Atuesi na sema beto hono nsem say aye deja Ghana hapa bia befebia. Say aye one of the key cases koso e Ghana. Na a reminder bache say atu esien asemi abokwan ato ama atu Forson mo a say no lawyer po adomochiri dia beto dweche say ti see dia ye no de kwan na bi wa wonsa wo bibi bia say no wo so mo woni da ho na yura po adomochi ebuwura atu Forson sinsem no mo ambulance nsem a wone ankofo bi ehihye ho sika almost 2.37 million euro eno no sika ne yehunu ano nsem bibiri so esata chiri ko fom fi Dubai fuwasi ze den beke kansem omkodom so buzum twesika no ne teze wohwede ekokọ na otimu se ato esin case bia na jama yura ato Forson so ko fam na because ato Forson so sika no edin se obetime twese sika 2.3 something million de as from na mo nkuti asemo ye papa lawyer Paul kan on that very faithful time na asemo esia ato esin akodem for 15 good years mumi nkuti asema lawyer Paul adomochiri edituja on this note.
The previous proposal sought to pay the cedi equivalent of €2 million in 2 installments with a request for the return of 30 defective ambulances and the cessation of criminal prosecution for all 3 accused individuals. However, the Attorney General's office declined the proposal, citing reasons that included the incomplete restitution of the state losses and the absence of an admission of guilt by any of the accused persons, which was deemed inconsistent with Ghana's criminal procedure laws. So they have tried first to plea bargain, to beg. Simple. It's a technical legal language. We don't want to bother ourselves with it. Plea bargaining means beg. That's all. I'm begging you that please let me settle this matter. I don't want to go to jail because I think that this matter I will lose. I think that I don't have any grounds to stand on. Therefore, I will lose. So please, I'm begging you, let's settle it. That's Kesalato Forson's language today. That's his language. After charging on the street and shouting on the TV and saying that he's been disrespected, forgetting that he potentially has killed Ghanaians. You have killed Ghanaians potentially. He's forgotten. And he thinks that we have all forgotten. But we haven't forgotten, have we? We haven't forgotten. And we shouldn't forget, because it's about the future of the country. It's about the future of the young people. It's about the future of the children. We don't want people in office who will be so derelict in their duty that it can occasion the death of other people. Verifiable dereliction of duty that can potentially occasion death to another person is what Ato Forson committed. He's committed that. And then he stands there and says that he stands on the high roof, paragon of virtue, shouting on somebody else that the person has disrespected him. What kind of inconsistency is this? Is that a politician that we should emulate? I don't think so. I don't think this is an action of a politician that anyone should emulate. This is not an action of a politician that anyone should emulate. There are great NDC politicians and there are great NPP politicians. There may be bad NDC politicians. There may be bad MPP politicians. We need to get to that point where we are dealing and assessing people as individuals, not to hide under the cloak of a party. Ato Forson is one of such people that we should look at very closely. The minority leader, we should look at him very closely because he's been derelict in his duties. And that dereliction has occasioned a loss of 2.3 million to the Republic and has potentially killed Ghanaians. This is a man that potentially may even have blood on his hands. And now he's talking because he thinks that we have forgotten. I think we need to commend the Attorney General for being forthright in this matter. Because at all material times, the Attorney General felt that, look, this thing, I can go to court with it. And we heard that there was a lot of pressure on the Attorney General. That, oh, if you do that, it will look like it's witch hunting, and the guy is now being made minority leader. Why don't you drop the case? Why don't you pull it down? Why don't you? And now, Ato Forson comes and says, I beg. Because his lawyers are telling him that looking at the way the trial is going, Honorable, if you are not careful, this thing don't work. That's our suspicion. Our suspicion is that his lawyers are telling him that if you are not careful, this thing won't work. So please accept the plea bargaining. Well, we don't know what the Attorney General will do. The letter has gone to the begging letter has gone to the Attorney General. The Attorney General is going to respond. He may respond and say that I do not accept it. Let's go to the trial. He may respond and say that it is too early. Let's go to the trial and see what happens. And then let Ghanaians know, because you're a politician and you are talking about other people. Let's go to the trial. Let's push it. And let's see what happens. And if the trial goes, and I don't know what will happen in the trial because the court will determine it. If, and it's a big if, he's found guilty, causing financial loss to the state, what would he say? After all the roaming around on the streets that he has done, if, it's a big if, the court finds that he is guilty, what will he do? What will he do? What will he say? And we are suspecting that his lawyers have looked at this critically. Because I know Bassett. Bassett is his lawyer. Bassett is a very clever boy. He's from Presec. Bassett is a very clever Presec lawyer. He didn't teach me. I can't remember. I think he was a TA at some point at the Faculty of Law. And Bassett, I know him very well. One of the favorite students of Professor Kumado. Bassett, nice guy. Bassett is a good lawyer. And Bassett may be telling him that, look, Bassett is on the NCA, was on the NCA board during the NDC time. He was a lawyer. He was not even put on trial during the NCA trial. Bassett was not even put on trial. So you know who this Bassett guy is. Clean guy. He's Ato Forson's lawyer. It would appear that Bassett is telling him that, Chief, this thing, if you are not careful, it won't end well. So let's go and beg. So they are begging Godfrey Dame. Well, we don't know what Godfrey Dame will do. We don't know how he will respond. But the point is that Ghanaians must be told that some of the people you see, what you see is not what you get. Some of the politicians who are coming to you, what you see is not what you get. You see blue, you get black. You see black, you get indigo. You see indigo, you get violet. Hazel Ato Forson. That's the kind of thing we are dealing with now. Now, his lawyers, I saw a post on social media. Somebody says, the Attorney General will do well to come and show. The Attorney General that you are begging, he should do well to come and show what? If you don't want to beg, go continue with the trial. Why are you begging? Continue with the trial. After all, people have been tried and have been successful. The other day, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Dom Level. So we have seen the court make decisions that have gone against the Attorney General. We've seen, except that when that happens, NDC are happy. When they lose it, they say the court was wrong. That's another matter. But we have seen decisions go either way. And we are very proud of our judicial system. For whatever it may be wrong, they may have one or two errors of the judiciary since 1992. We still are a country that is proud of our judiciary. The judiciary is one of the important bulwarks of our democracy. The reason why we have been able to have over 30 years of democracy is the judiciary. So we are confident about our judiciary. Our Supreme Court, our Court of Appeal, our High Court, our Circuit Court, and it's even getting better. If you look at the developments that Godfrey Dame has achieved in terms of creating courts and all of that, in terms of building the Attorney General's office, we are exceptionally proud of our judicial and justice delivery system. And Ghanaians are alert. As soon as somebody is jailed for catching chicken or goat, it's on social media. And then the Attorney General makes an intervention. We've seen many interventions in that regard that began from social media. There was one particular intervention. Attorney General saving the state. It started on Joy FM's news file. He was watching the program at home and he decided to intervene and he saved the state 15 million. So we have a judiciary that we are exceptionally proud of. So Ato Forson, if he believes that he has not done anything wrong, go through the trial. Why are you begging? If you think you are clean, stop begging. Stop begging the Attorney General and go to the trial and learn. Open your arms to God and ask for forgiveness because you deserve the forgiveness. You, through your actions, Ghanaians may have died. Ato Forson. And then you come and sit down and we will bring a petition to the governor. He has to come down. You've forgotten that you killed people by your inactions. This is why we are here. We are here to throw light on some of these things. That is why we do this program. Something that people want to cover, we will throw the light on it. We'll continue to do that for a very long time. to throw the light on the things they are covering up with fake narratives. Donald Trump calls it fake news. Fake narratives. They just put out fake narratives and they are always playing on people's emotions. That's how some politicians are. They're just playing on people's emotions. They know that, people are hungry. Yeah, we're all hungry. It's a difficult season. We're all hungry. And then because they know that people are hungry, then they play on their emotions and they say, let's go out and let's go and pull it down and destroy it so that we may come to power again. Arthur Forson wants to come to power again to come and kill more people by dereliction of duty. Something we have seen you do. And now you are begging. And when they are begging, they don't tell the general public. They don't say that, he will hold a press conference, stand in parliament and hold a press conference and say, ladies and gentlemen of the press, today I have written a letter to the Attorney General asking for plea bargaining in the ambulance case. I have to say that looking at the facts of the matter and upon my lawyer's advice, I believe that we did something wrong. And so we are doing the plea bargaining and we apologize to the people of Ghana. He won't do a press conference in parliament and say that. He won't. Because he's covering it up. Why is he covering it up? Because he's hungry for power. That's why. He's covering it up because he's hungry for power. That's what they do. That's the kind of politics that we need to eschew. We need to uproot them from our society, whether they are NPP, whether they are NDC. We have to uproot them from our society. We don't want these politicians. Our children are growing. We don't want them to come and see politicians like that who will go and kill people and then come on the street and are a bunch of contradictions. A politician with a bunch of contradictions. We don't want that. Forson. He's the one.
Nsem-Pii TV